What up, y'all? It's your boy Fro. Happy Frotober 2025. And today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite zombie flicks, the 2016 Korean horror film, Train to Busan. So ain't nothing to it but to do it. Gong plays Sok Woo, who works nonstop as a fund manager and unintentionally neglects his daughter Suwon. He's also rather cynical and goes about life like he's on autopilot. They hop on a train to meet up with the baby mama for Suwon's birthday and soon find themselves in the middle of a zombie apocalypse when a woman that's infected makes her way onto the train where she turns and rapidly spreads the virus. And these running zombies might be a tad bit faster than the infected from the 28 franchise or the zombies from the 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake. When somebody gets bit, it takes mere seconds before they completely turn into the undead. And these guys twist their limbs and contort when they get back on their feet. Also, we later find out that they're blind, they move by sound, and they can't open the doors that lead into the train cars. My favorite character is Sang-hwa, played by Ma Dong-suk. He's a rough and tough guy with a soft spot for his pregnant wife, Song-kyung, played by Jung-yu-mi. When our lead Sok-woo meets Sang-hwa for the first time, they're not so friendly with each other because Sok-woo shut the door in their face while they were running away from zombies. But they eventually work together to save Sok-woo's daughter and Sang-hwa's wife, who both get trapped a couple cars ahead. And that's when they start to warm up to each other and even go back and forth with some funny banter. Another character that I love is the homeless man played by Choi Gui-hwa. He's really quiet and shaken up, but there's a couple times where he comes to the rescue. I also recognize Choi from Squid Game Season 2 and 3 as Player 203, where he plays a bad guy there in contrast to a good guy in this film. I think he's a rather great actor. There's also two elderly sisters, Gong and In-gil was a bit more on the goofy and oblivious side compared to her more stern older sister. But the character I absolutely hate the most is the villain Yeon Suk, who's a business executive but also really brash and in your face, and overall a big bully. The whole time he's getting characters killed left and right, especially ones that I migrate toward the most, and he lasts all the way up until the finale. But I must say that the actor Kim Woo-sung does a wonderful job at playing a complete scumbag. You want this guy to die the entire duration he's on screen. When our group stops at Daejeon Station, they find the military completely overrun. And this scene is pretty crazy. Hundreds of dead soldiers flood through the station. We see one soldier with his face all messed up. He's crying for help until a ton of zombies pop into frame and swarm onto him. The daughter Suwon almost gets killed by a zombie, but Sang-hwa saves her just in time by elbowing the zombie in the face. Sok-woo almost dies when he tussles with the zombie after putting a book in his mouth, and the homeless man throws a towel or a jacket over the zombie's head, freeing Sok-woo, and it's a smaller moment that I always thought was very smooth on the homeless man's part. After the brutal massacre at Daejeon Station, they manage to get back on the train and continue toward Busan. And here is where we find out that our lead Sok-woo's company is indirectly responsible for the zombie outbreak. There's one really cool sequence where Sang-hwa and Sok-woo, along with a young baseball player named Min Yong-guk, step up with any sort of armory they can find. Sang-hwa has his arms duct taped so the zombies can't bite through the skin. And the fight pops off where zombies are getting flung around and beaten with baseball bats. But I always get pissed off around this point in the best way when Sang-hwa ultimately gets bitten and he sacrifices himself to save his wife Song-kyung and Sok-woo. He holds up a train door that's completely overrun and the zombies eventually break through and overpower Sang-hwa. But he goes out massive, swinging and knocking out zombies until his very last breath, and I always thought it was a awesome send-off for such a great character. In-gil, one of the older sisters, is also killed in the process, which leaves their surviving sister Gong pretty spaced out. After Sang-hwa gets killed, the a-hole of the movie, Yeon Suk, convinces the others to kick our lead characters out of the cart they're in, moving them to the front in a separate room. And Jong-gil sees her zombified sister behind the door, and she's feeling so hopeless that she opens it, letting all the zombies inside, and everybody who wanted to kick our lead characters out gets completely massacred. Unfortunately, except Young Suk and another character, I can't remember his name, but they both managed to escape by hiding in the bathroom. It's also a very creepy scene because we also see our leads reacting to others being killed, and I also love the music score that's used here. It's very unsettling. But I must say, after how cruel and selfish they were to our leads, it was a very satisfying moment. As we get to our finale, the homeless man does sacrifice himself, leaving Sok-woo, the daughter Suwon, and the pregnant lady Song-kyung. Young-suk reappears, he's transforming into a zombie, and he bites our lead, Sok-woo, on the arm during a big tussle and showdown. But our lead does accept his fate. He wraps a chain around the zombified Young-suk, throws him off the train in a last hurrah. But sadly, he is bitten, and we have an absolutely heartbreaking farewell between him and the daughter Suwon. He locks her and Song-kyung in the engine room. He's flashing back to better memories like the birth of his daughter. It's making him smile big, and we can see his eyes transforming into white like the zombies have. And right before he 100% turns, he throws himself off the back of the train. Suwon and Song-kyung arrive in Busan finally. They're walking down a long dark tunnel, and we see a couple of military guys posted with sniper rifles aimed at them. And the first time I saw this movie, I was genuinely screaming at the TV, no, don't kill the little girl and the pregnant lady. This can easily be one of the darkest endings I've ever seen in a very long time, or ever. But I'm happy to say that Suwon and Song-kyung do survive the end of the film. We end with the daughter tearfully singing the same song, Aloha, that she sang at the recital near the beginning of the film. But overall, as somebody who prefers slow zombies over fast ones, Train to Busan is still one of my very favorite movies of all time. I have a huge love for it, and even got to grab this DVD back in 2016 before the movie hit streaming services and got a bigger word of mouth. It's fast-paced, has tons of great thrills, nice zombie action, likable characters, and great acting. Ma Dong-suk is a big standout, and Gong-yoo delivers some great emotional work near the finale point. I do remember a couple moments where some characters are making really dumb decisions, and you do want the bad guy to die the entire time he's on screen, but that's a testament to how great the actor is. As a gore hound, I love my blood and guts in my horror films, especially undead ones. But Train to Busan is not one of the bloodier zombie movies out there, and it still manages to be one of my very favorites. I always felt this movie was a superior version of World War Z, where I feel that the zombies have a pretty similar style, but I love how they're portrayed better here. I'm going to give Train to Busan a personal 10 out of 10. I've seen this movie 100 times, and I still love it with every visit. Little trivia here. Edgar Wright, who's been very vocal about the use of fast zombies and how he prefers slow ones like I do, actually praised this film when it came out back in 2016 and called it the very best zombie film that he's seen in a very long time. So I think that's really cool. And that's it, y'all. It's your boy Fro. What do you think about Train to Busan? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you love it like I do? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe. It helps your boy's channel. All that jazz. I got my Patreon in my description box. And I'm out. On to the next review. Frotober 2025. Bong.